Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for attending this evening. And tonight's session, it's actually a very important session. I may seem very simplistic and quite obvious, but it's actually a very, very important session. And there might be some things that we're going to be sharing with you. Just bear with me here. Okay. There might be some things that we're going to be sharing with you here that might seem simplistic and obvious, but they really, really are important. And it's really the foundation to really build an organization. And sometimes, we look at network marketing and we look at the people at the top making all the money. And at the end of the day, folks, there's some things that we repeatedly do. And some of you might have the opportunity to get the exact same results, but maybe some of those things are not necessarily applied, or maybe even considered in thinking it may not make a difference. And the fact is, this is really the foundation as to why we've been able to sustain a really a solid income, a gross income. I say gross because obviously we pay taxes in this country, but the fact here is a very good income despite the really trial time and the difficult weather. I'm actually talking about the financial weather. We also go through some major tsunami, as the whole world is aware of. And there's reasons why some of those, it's the reason why the income is very solid. And there's some principles behind all of those. And that's why, as you saw, the title of the event is Event Fuels Excitement and Engagement. So tonight we just want to talk about this. It's not going to be a long call, It'll be a short call, probably about 30 minutes or so. And then we'll stop the recording and then we'll get into some of the things that we want to plan in reference to Christmas party, the GoPro tickets and things like that we want to talk about. Tammy, is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, so yeah, as Chris mentioned, the first 30 minutes, we're going to go through how important events are in not only fueling yourselves to get to the next level, but the team members that you're going to bring in. Because a lot of times we think about ourselves and, oh, I got to get there, I got to get there, got to get there. But we don't spend a lot of time thinking about getting the downlines, getting the partners at these events. Because when your partners are on fire, guess what? Your business is going to go to a whole new level. And we've learned this, we've experienced it for so many years. And the more people that you set fire under their butts, and you sometimes, in some cases, I've had associates angry with me because I kept pushing for them to see the bigger picture. And they said, Tammy, I can't do it. And I said, find a way. If you want to make this work, you have to find ways to make it work. So guess what she did? She found a way. She was so mad at me. And she even told me after how angry she was at me. But she went from 0 to gold, you guys, after that event. So she thanked me and thanked me and thanked me and thanked me because I pushed her over the edge. And sometimes, and Eric talks about that too at all these mastermind events that we're going to, that sometimes you have to really instill the importance. They don't see this yet because they don't know what they're going to get from this. They don't know what they're going to get from this. And if you've been to an event and you didn't get to another level, it's simple. You didn't do what was taught for you to get to the next level. And that's the truth. And we all need to hear this. Sometimes it's important for all of us to have that, what do we call crucial conversation. And I've had crucial conversations with so many people over the years. And because of those crucial conversations, people went to another level because of them. So think about who you need to have a crucial conversation with, whether it's a brand new person that knows nothing about an event. And the saying in our profession is you're not in unless you've gone to a major event. You're not in. So how many people in your team that you've brought into this business has been to a major event, a life-changing major event that are going to shock them, that are going to make them cry, that are going to excite them, that are going to, like, how many emotions have you gone through going to an event? If you've gone through emotions, major emotions, and you came back with this fuel inside of you, put a heart in the reaction button, put a heart there. If something fueled you from attending a major event. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're not going to these major events, and you're not getting to that next level.
I totally agree, Tammy, and you really touch home on that. And this is the reason why when Tammy encourage you to attend events, and we have a bit of a surprise because I don't know if you saw the video I did with Eric, and Eric says these guys know how to get the best possible price for tickets. Well, we've been able to, we'll come back to that, but we've been able to secure 20 tickets for the $98 to $99, whatever that price is, 20 tickets. But this is not something we can sit on all month. This is something that we may have about 48 hours, to react on. And we want to help you on and moving these tickets towards people that maybe you wish you had the time to groom them into letting them know about this. As you know, network marketing companies since the pandemic have had a hard time, putting events together. And some are trying, but the numbers are not even a fraction of what they used to be, not even a fraction. And because of that, it turns into a virtual event. But as you have seen, we're a very intellectual kind of company where they're great on the science and the symposiums and the knowledge. But when it comes to making the event fun and everything else, this is where Max lacks a little bit. And this is the reason why the GoPro event is so important, because it fills a gap to be able to instill the possibilities and the futures and the future and the vision of what this industry can do for you. It doesn't matter what network marketing company you're part of. Obviously, we are Max associates here. At the end of the day, what's happening is you need to get people together to collaborate and to see the big picture, because folks, some people are struggling, to find work, to be able to get an income, to be able to maintain a lifestyle. And some had to cut some of their income through pay structure because things are different, but inflation has increased by a significant amount that people have to tighten their belts and skip a meal. And I mean, it's nuts what's going on, right? And we're being attacked from every angles, around the financial aspect. I'm not trying to say that to depress you. What I'm trying to tell you here is that there's options. There are some people that will enrich themselves within these difficult times because they adjust. And network marketing is one of those times. And the naysayers in reference to this industry, unfortunately, they're missing the boat, because the ones that are involved will benefit greatly from the future of doing business, which is all about networking. And we talked about that on a previous call. So the very first thing I'd like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so right now what we're offering to all of you here is to have conversations with some of your people. We're open to have conversations. We want to help you. So if you have somebody that you know needs to be there, but you need that extra help to get them to see the bigger picture, we'll do a Zoom session with you. We'll do a call with you. You want to put your team together, put a group together and just say, hey, listen, you got to hear about this. Because if you don't hear about this right now, things are not going to change. Things are not going to get better in the very near future. It's not going to get better unless we make decisions to make it better. And a lot of people don't make decisions because of that fear. So if they go to an event like the Eric Rohr event, they will make that decision. They will make that decision. So who do you know who's a hot prospect? that needs to come to this event. They're going to get so much value over and above what they're going to get with network marketing. Everything that they're going to learn, they can apply it in their personal life. They can apply it in their careers. They can apply it in all areas of their life. There's going to be a lot of great combination on that. And when you think about it, the $97, even $197, the value that comes out of these 3 days, it's unbelievable. So you're not going to get
I
that.
agree.
Like, you don't have to pay for a hotel. You don't have to pay for a room. You don't have to pay for the food. You're at home. You're at home
Yeah. So
catching this.
this is one of the great benefits of what's going on. And what I really recommend for you, and what we're telling you here, and this is not a joke, those of you that apply what I'm about to share will actually see growth, but it's up to you. Unfortunately, we're not going to tell you, hey, make this call, do this. We're not going to tell you, hey, don't eat this in the fridge. Don't turn the Netflix on. Don't watch this. It's up to you where you want to spend your time. I'm going to tell you where you should spend your time. Many of you over the years have sponsored people in your business. And here's what I suggest for you to do right now. Well, once we're done, go through your back office and look at every single individuals from your position down. You can you can see your downline. When you select team, you can see everybody that's there. Call everybody from your position all the way down. I know some of you won't do it, and that's up to you. But some of you may. Those of you that are really hungry.
And
Call
congratulations,
everybody.
Lucy. I want to recognize Lucy.
I was
because
just about to get there, but sure, go ahead.
She's a rock star when it comes to inviting for events.
Yeah. So just to finish this thought, everybody. So what's happening here is call every single person in your organization and make sure, because many of them have their tickets. They bought their tickets last year and they're not thinking twice about it. They just forgot. That's number one. Number two is I have the tickets at the same price they bought it. Now, you probably noticed that the Canadian dollars has been dumping like a rock on the water in the past 2 days. Like the US dollar is like a rocket ship that went from $1.33 to $1.39. This morning, it went down to $1.36. I don't know where it is now, or $1.37. But Tammy and I are going to keep that even to $1.30. Okay, so we'll absorb the difference. Okay, so $1.30. So that's where we've been for
$1.30.
I'm sorry. 130 Canadian. If you happen to be in the US, well, you have the best of both worlds. Okay, it's $100. And that way we have 20 tickets available. And I'm telling you, this is really, really important. You don't want your associates to go through 2 years of no events, or the last year, if they attended wonderful and spend the entire 2022 without an event and moving on to 2023, it's going to be almost 2 years without being part of something bigger. So I really, really recommend that you really push hard. And as Tammy stated, Lucy, congratulations. I mean, I saw your list. If every one of you would apply just half of that, it's amazing how much your team will grow by next year. Half of what Lucy just did. And what she did is she just called the people one by one and making sure that they have their tickets. And maybe some of them already had their tickets. Maybe some of them, they bought their tickets on the spot. But like I said, I have the tickets available for you. So here's how it's going to work since we're in the topic. I need the name, I need the email, and the phone number. And then you can e-transfer the amount to activeteam@me.com. And that will be 130 Canadian. And what I will do is I will take that and will pay Eric or whatever, GoPro. So they will not issue the tickets until I send the payment over. Okay. So we have 48 hours. You have 2 days to go to work. So this is not something you're going to go to sleep on and wait a month. It's not going to happen. So we have 48 hours for that. So if you want to, my recommendation is call every single individual in your genealogy. This is the hard work that you need to do. This is as hard as it gets, I'm telling you, because once you've done that, magic happens. Relationship might reinstate, right? And maybe excitement might, oh yeah, that sounds great. And whatever may happen. And one of the things that's very important is you need to engage in a third party to invite an influencer to help you. Invite an influencer to help you sell the big picture. And what am I saying is invite one of us, either Tammy or I, or any of the upline leaders that you're working with to validate, that are part of the GoPro event, to validate it. So Tammy and I have our VIP ticket, and you don't need to have VIP. We just want you to be there. $130 Canadian, $100 US. Okay. And you can e-transfer. If you happen to be in different parts of the world and you're listening to this call, by the way, I want to thank you for all of you that are coming in on Facebook Live. Sorry, I didn't acknowledge you earlier. Thank you for being here. If you happen to be in the Philippines, if you happen to be in the United States, there's a really, really cheap way to send money through. It's called XZoom. It's XOOM.com. Okay. And it's a tool that's connected to PayPal. And you can transfer money all over the world. I do this in Germany, in the Philippines, in Ghana, Nigeria. There were some challenges, but it might have been resolved by now. The point here is if you happen to be outside of Canada, you can actually send, and if you need help, let me know, and I'll work with you on that. It is dirt cheap. Like it's less than $4, where if you go to the bank and you try to do a wire transfer, they'll charge you like $10, $15, $20, $50. It's ridiculous. With this company, it's like $4 or $3 or $2. I don't know exactly. And it's so effective. Okay. So this is one way we can transfer funds, because if it's in US, I can give you a US account. And if it's in Canadian, then you can send it to activeteam@me.com. That's correct, Scott. Okay. Don't wait too long on this. I'm telling you guys, these tickets, nobody really knows I have these tickets right now. Well, obviously now it's in the air, so it's on Facebook Live. Everybody can find, but you have 48 hours until let me know. Okay, so take advantage of this. You don't want to miss that. The dates are December. Timmy, I don't have it in front of me. December 2nd and 3rd and 4th. Is that it?
Yeah, and you know what? Even for those of you, go in and get an extra ticket and put one of your associates' name on it. I mean, if you know that they're going to get this ticket, grab it, because there's only 20 of them.
Oh yeah, no, you got to go fast. So I was waiting because we had the $100 deal till Sunday night. And now that that's over, I wanted to extend it again a bit more, having these extra 20 tickets that we have. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. So I hope you take advantage of that. And I hope that you take this to heart, to call in within your organization and don't make the decision for them. Just let them know. It doesn't even matter if maybe they went off somewhere else, they're not active, whatever. You know, that event may actually reinstate some excitement that maybe they've lost, you know, with what they're going to hear. Okay.
And even even once these tickets are gone, the $197, I mean, when you look at the value that's going to come for these sessions, all of you who were part of last year, you understood about the 90-day session that they had. Well, this one he's doing coaching, mentoring sessions, 4 weeks of mentoring sessions that are
starting
included in the month of November, that are included if you purchase a ticket with GoPro. You'll be part of that mentoring session. So get a mentoring session from a guy like this, it's pretty powerful. So obviously it's going to be in a group, but you're going to get a ton of value. He brings a ton of value to the table in mentoring people. And not only that, you guys, you got to be up to date on how our profession is working right now. You know, everybody just assumes they know how network marketing works. I'm telling you, things are changing. And if you're not up to date on the changes that are happening, then you're going to miss the boat. Obviously, we want to continue building this business belly to belly, because relationships are very critical in building this type of business. But there's also the hybrid and the online business concept as well, to get more faster and to be able to pull them off the platform is the key. and yeah, and working with them and mentoring them. So yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out to you. There's so many reasons why you got to be up to date. If you're a real estate agent, you're going to show up at the events because you're going to want to know what's going on in the marketplace. You're going to want to know everything that's happening today. You're not going to listen to a CD or old
What's that? What's a
old
CD?
stuff. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be looking back on how this business worked a year ago because it's not
I'm
the same
listening.
today.
I'm picking up some of those TikTok videos about young kids that are like 13 and 15 and burn a CD. Well, what is that? What do we mean burn a CD? What's a rotary phone? I mean, these are all things. It makes me feel so old. I mean, I grew up with all these things. So that, guys, one of the things that's also very important when it
Oh
comes
my
to promoting
goodness, look
for
at
event.
that. Look at what Scott
that,
has. The doctor's choice CD.
You know what? I have them too. I can actually turn around and have a whole pack of them in my
In the
drawer.
locker somewhere.
I know, you
Yeah.
can tell. Now, the thing that's very important here that I do, and you probably noticed this, guys, and I noticed that when I do that, it really, really does well. I don't know if you've noticed, but some of you may or may not be attending our Thursday afternoon, which Eastern time is 3 p.m. Last week we had 60 people on our presentation. Sometimes it goes up to 100, sometimes it goes down to 30, 40. It's always above 30, and most of the time it's within 50 or 60. And one of the things is, and I know that many of you are part of different groups, but what's very important is you don't want to overwhelm with too many posts repeated, right? It almost feels like spamming. So if it's not a group that you own, just be respectful of how much you put into this. You don't want to put your picture 20 times in a row to try to overwhelm the others, because it doesn't come across nice. But one thing that you could do is promote it. Okay. Many of you are part of many groups. You're not tapping into all of that. So this morning, for example, I promoted the presentation that we're doing on Thursday, which is 3 o'clock Eastern time and 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock and night or morning, depending where you are in the world. And I posted it in many groups. And what I do is I post the flyer itself, that many of you now here have your own flyer, especially when you do your presentations on Thursday. Don't just post it one time and think that everybody's going to see this. People are a creature of habits, and they need to see things multiple times, but not in the same group multiple times. You want to be in different groups one time, but multiple time posted, if you understand my meaning here. I know that was not good English, but you know what I mean. So what happens here is cut and paste. For example, if you look at my example here, I have the flyer and I have the description of what's going on, the times with the flags, with the dates. So many of you are quite aware of the time zones. You can check this out. You check it yourself if the time's different to make sure the times are correct. And what you do, for example, if you go to WhatsApp, you would actually cut and paste the information in there, and then you correct whatever data you feel needs to be corrected, like your webinar link or whatever. And then what I do is I go and I select the image that I want. So you post the text first, then select the image, and then post. Okay. Once you make sure that the text is properly done, and then do that on your Facebook Messenger and Facebook and to WhatsApp. And Telegram. Telegram is huge. I'm using Telegram now every single day, and I created a Crown Diamond Global Impact Telegram. I'd love for you to post in there. If you're not in there, let me know, and I will add you to that Telegram group, because you should be part of that. Because the Telegram group that I created might be about 27, 20. I don't remember how many people in there, but it's a global. That's what a global Crown Diamond Global Impact, right? So it's designed to be global. So the presentation I do on Thursday at 3 p.m., for example, it's in US dollars, because we have the people from Kenya, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from the Philippines, from Canada, from the United States, from all different time zones, and they all come in to listen to that. So I constantly promote, and I start with an email. That's another thing, is I have a blast email. Not everybody has, but some of you have. I know, Scott, years ago, I suggested that you create a database with Aweber, and you accumulate your leads as you go by building your business. You probably have a few hundred names now. So you should turn around and says, okay, I'm going to be doing this, and you blast it. Some people will want to disconnect. That's fine. Who cares? I mean, don't worry about it. They're not interested anyway. You're not making any money with these folks because they're not interested anyway. So don't worry if they unplug. It's just the way things are. Okay, that's the freedom that people have to be able to unplug from your group, and that's totally cool. But the fact here is, my point in saying all of this, many of you are part of many groups. And if you're doing an event, like many of you do presentations on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays in the evening, post it. But don't just post a flyer. Cut and paste the text. As people, I'm telling you, they're not going to copy and paste. They can't copy and paste. So often they just look at the flyer, but there's nothing you can do with it. So make sure that there's a link in the body of your message with the flyer. And you'll find that it's easy for them to click the button or click the link, and it takes them right into the webinar room. Bada boom, bada bing, they're there, and you start presenting. Okay. Now I choose to put some music at the beginning, and I have the flyer at the beginning to try to give a flair of professionalism. And that's just my approach. You may not need music. It's entirely up to you. That's just my style. And these are all the things that will get people. And again, just like social media is just another name for a cell phone. It's just another way to communicate to the public. It's all it is. And the fact is, it's the repetitiveness, the repetitive act of doing that same thing over and over and over. Remember, people are a creature of habits. I just started right now a campaign on Facebook Live, and I just looked, there was 80 people have been exposed to the ad, and I had 2 clicks. Well, that's pretty pathetic. I have work to do, right? But I just started like today. Right. So I need to optimize this. And this is another story for another day. But the point here is that you need to evolve. You need to learn. If you don't know how to do these things, there are so many courses. As a matter of fact, where do you think you're going to learn this? Well, the GoPro event are going to have tons of people coming from all sort of coming with different ideas, different options that will share that with you. And these are some of the benefits that you want to share with the people, because a lot of the people in your downlines that are not active right now or not doing anything, they're probably worried, and they are concerned about their future, and they have to budget and constantly trying to think of how I'm going to make this and live my life in the next 20, 30 years with what I got and what's coming in, so it could come in a good time right now. And this event could be a perfect event. And like I said, not to repeat over and over and over, but just one more time, I got 20 tickets. It's available. And you just need to email me if you happen to be in Canada. If you're not in Canada, use XZoom, XOOM.com. And you can create an account, and I'll show you exactly how to operate it. It is a piece of cake, and you connect to your bank account. You can transfer funds and whatever currency you want anywhere around the world. And it's done instantly. Within 12 hours, the money is transferred. So it is a brilliant way to communicate, to exchange funds around the globe. Anything else you want to add to this, Tammy?
No, I think that's it. I mean, the important thing is every single one of you having your tickets, planning, your weekend around the event, and also connect with everybody to move the needle, to move and inspire them on what they're going to get, the value that they're going to get. If you need us to be part of some conversations, let us know. We're here to help. And the goal is to get many people with Max that are going to be part of this event, so we can have a private room as well. It's nice to have a room just for Max people. So that's another big goal.
Tell me another thing I wanted to mention, something that I found. It's again, I know many of you are professionals. I am not, but I'm starting to really play with the Instagram and everything else and the hashtags. And sometimes I wonder, why in the heck is a video being watched 1,500 times and this one can barely struggle hitting 21 times? Same stuff. And the difference are the hashtags. And there's some hashtags that I'm selecting, and I think I have to keep track of which one I'm selecting that seems to catch the wave here. But the hashtags are also very important. So when you do post something, don't forget the hashtag, right? And if let's say there's an event, like for example, a GoPro event, right? The GoPro 2022, I bet you there's a hashtag for this one. Let the
When-
world
or
know,
as I
and
use
just
it.
put hashtag GoPro 2022, or whatever it is that you want, or network marketing, hashtag network marketing is going to be million. The point here is that it exposes you to a whole new broad of people. And who knows, someone may like what you wrote, what you said, the way you look, what you whatever, and he click and it says, oh, I like that. And he may show up, right? So again, it's just something that I wanted to mention to finish this call here, is don't underestimate the hashtags. They are very, very, very powerful and very strategic based on what it is that you're trying to do. So I just want to mention that when I do use that, I see a significant impact on some of the things that we post. If you go check our Chris and Tammy Instagram page, just check it out. Check some of the videos, and some of them are super boring, but for some reason, 3,600 times. And the one when we were in Ghana it's over 5,000 times. Is what the heck did I do
You
compared
get a
to?
lot when you travel. Alice,
Well,
you
yeah,
probably
for
noticed
sure,
that you
for
had
sure.
more comments when you were doing your travels recently.
Yeah, for sure. But the hashtags is
Yeah.
definitely something that
Mhm.
many of you are not utilizing enough, and I can testify to that for myself. So I guess, guys, this is it. I mean, at the end of the day, event is always, I said, is a rocket fuel for your business, and you need to be part of it. You don't want to hide in the dust and hide behind the walls and be a secret agent. I don't want to get involved, blah blah blah. I mean, in our business, you want to be involved. You have to be part of the center of attention. You have to be plugged in. And like Tammy say, if you're a real estate agent, you never go to an event, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what the trends are. You don't know what's happening. You don't know who's doing what. And of course, the reason when you're not moving an inch, it's because you don't know what's going on around you, right? So this is something, if you happen to be an investor, you better be connected to the news and the world, what's going on, because you don't know what's going on. And lo and behold, something happens, boom, stock goes down 80%. Why? So
I don't
what I'm saying is that it's
understand.
everything in life. You have to be plugged in. You have to be connected. You have to know what's going on. But in the
Yeah.
same time, don't get all wrapped up and all bogged down in the negativity of what's going on in the world, because I'm telling you, it will keep you as a prisoner. And remember, what you think about expands. If you think about not enough, it's not happening, it's poor, people are struggling. Well, guess what? You become that. So be careful what you choose to accept and what you choose to focus on every single minute of the day, because it will impact your present and your future. So
Yeah,
very
we have
important.
something so powerful that will transform people who are challenged that way. So when you see people that are struggling, this is an opportunity to show them what we have. It's an opportunity to change their stars, to get them to see the bigger picture of what's out there that can work for them if they would put some efforts into it and learn some skills. And
Right.
people are searching, and it's just a matter of finding the right people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Does anybody know anybody who's sick and tired of being sick and tired and want more?
Everybody.
Most people.
But again, folks, you
Yeah.
got to introduce influencers. You got to introduce influencers within your activities to help you sell the big picture. If you try to do this on your own and you have maybe a limited understanding or belief of what's going on or possibility within the network marketing realm, you need help. Utilize that help. And it's right in front of you and you have access to it. So that's all we're saying, is to take advantage of this. So that ends this session, Tammy. So I can stop the recording, and folks,
Yeah,
I'm going to
but
stop the. Go ahead, Tammy.
Yeah, but make sure that you stay on the session, because we're going to move the needle forward, the Canadians and US, so we can talk about some campaigns, and we're going to do in North
Absolutely.
America.
Okay, so stay with us, guys, because we just want to talk about a few things to help you grow your volume. So those of you on Facebook Live, thank you so much for attending. And we're just going to end the session right now. Okay.